Hello, you're watching Black by Reality, a place for Black by baddies, those who love us. I am your head by in charge, Nicole Weaver, an entertainment reporter currently writing for Pop Heist. We recapped the Ultimatum Queer Love Season 2, so please check it out if you haven't already and share it with your friends. I'm happy we got to interview AJ and Britney, but before we get into that, I have some announcements. Please subscribe if you haven't already for future The Ultimatum Queer Love content. We're also doing exit interviews for NBC's Destination X. You can also find that on Peacock. This week is the final week, so stay tuned for the finalist interviews. We're doing exit interview videos for Big Brother 27 as well. If you're a fan of the show, then subscribe for our weekly videos. And lastly, I'll be recapping Perfect Match Season 3 with Quita, but also Ty Laurie of Destination X. So again, subscribe so you don't miss it. Now that's over. Here's our interview with AJ and Britney. So when she's like a BB moment, which is like a beautiful black moment. Did we get any of those in this episode?
Black.
We have a chaotic bi moment of the chaotic bi moment. And you're watching Black by Reality.
Black by baddies.
And those who love us. So when she's like a BB moment, which is like a beautiful black moment. Did we get any of those in this episode?
Black.
We have a chaotic bi moment of the chaotic bi moment. And you're watching Black by Reality.
Black by baddies.
And those who love us. Hello, you are watching Black by Reality podcast, a podcast for Black by baddies and those who love us. I am here with my co-host Quita Tinsley. I hope you watched our recaps of the Queer Ultimatum because we got into it. And today, Quita, we have some guests. We have AJ and Britney of the Queer Ultimatum Season 2. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
We're good. We are good. How are
Not
you
at the same time.
Well, no, it's Bluetooth over here. We stay with it. No, but we're good. Just ending our work day.
Yes.
How are you guys?
We're great. Anytime we're talking to y'all, so
it's an amazing day.
Doing fabulous. And we are just going to be taking turns talking about your life a little bit before going on to this Netflix show and after. My first question is that did you know comedian Mae Martin of Feel Good said that they tried to throw their hat in the ring to be the host of your show? And what's your reaction to that? Do you know who Mae is?
I don't.
Okay.
Yes, please educate us.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Okay, so Feel Good's on Netflix, or at least it used to be, and they did a great show kind of based on their own life and like being pansexual and having gender feelings. I love Mae, so I was like, I would gag if Mae was.
Wow.
I
now we gotta check out. Now we have another watch because as you know, we just finished our Ultimatum watch. We did one run through and that was enough for us. But yes, now we have a second watch to watch. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, I would be happy to see what she would look like as a host. I mean, yeah.
I'm curious. Y'all said y'all watched your season once and then you were done. How was that experience for y'all to watch back the season and see yourself through that experience?
It was weird.
Yes.
We watched it technically I think twice.
Yeah.
Because we had to watch it when we filmed right before we filmed the reunion. And then we did watch it again with our friends and family and just watch it one time like actually at home. So twice. But both of it, we felt the same way. It was like, what the heck? This is weird. Yeah. Watching ourselves, hearing ourselves talk, and all the angles.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely weird. Definitely hearing yourself talk is probably the weirdest thing in the world. And watching what you say and do be replayed back. So weird. But you kind of learn to get over it and kind of embrace it a little bit. Yeah, so it was all right.
Were there any queer celebrities that have reached out to you or reacted to the show that really took you by surprise?
I will say for me, it was Miranda and her wife Raven. I think that was like a huge shock for me because I grew up watching That's So Raven and really enjoying that sitcom as a kid and watching Black excellence at its best, and in the entertainment world is nonetheless. But yeah, that was probably my biggest shock, to be honest with you, because I didn't even think that my name would ever grace the lips of Raven's.
We were like screaming for like
hours. So that was awesome.
I guess the other reality stars who graced the screens before us, I think that was an honor too.
Yeah.
We got to meet a few of them recently at an event in LA.
Yeah.
I think that
kind of sums it up. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would be gagged over Raven too.
Yes, so gagged.
Life made.
So gagged.
Were you happy with her reaction or had any like complicated feelings or anything?
No, it's so funny because I feel like, as you guys saw, like I feel as though I was super polarizing and a lot of people had a lot of different emotions and feelings about me. All to say, I welcome all of input. But to hear Raven and her wife, Miranda, talk about me and kind of hit a lot of how I felt and what I really truly meant in those moments on the head. I was like, oh, y'all been here before. Y'all understand where I'm coming from. You know, because I think sometimes in these roles, especially being Black and queer, we can kind of get dealt like a hand, like nonetheless, it's like a bad thing. But, you know, it's just entertainment. It's part of what is supposed to happen in a sense, you know, so, or what they want you to see. So,
yeah.
I think with you saying that, AJ, something that we were wondering, you know, as a Black masked person who was on the show, there were clearly a lot of assumptions that viewers made of you in the beginning, and also kind of a hyper over sexualization of you. And then also you, Britney, as a Black femme, there was a lot of viewer conversation about you being overlooked in the dating process. Yeah, just curious to know how y'all felt about the experience of how people perceived y'all as they viewed the season.
I'll start for myself, I felt like during the show, like during filming, I was like, okay, we're the only, you know, darker shades of melanin in this group. But I didn't really we noticed it, but it was like whatever, because that shouldn't change our experience and us trying to get to know these women. But afterwards, after like the show came out and everything, I guess it just is what it is. I don't know. I've noticed that people would give love and praise and then, you know, raise hell about how the choice went. And I always reassure them, like, everyone made the best choices for them. It is what it is. Like, don't like be mad at anyone. But yeah.
And then I guess for me, it's more of like, I didn't think I was super flirtatious at the time. Like I knew flirting is part of the process, and most of the flirting you guys see me do is like because like we're trying to break up the conversation, and one, you're dating, two, you're meeting new people so quickly, trying to remember people's names, trying to remember their story of like where they come from, who they are, and then on top of that make like a huge decision at the end of this. Now, if you know anything about me, I'm a Libra and I don't make the greatest decisions. So with being a Libra, like we're indecisive, and I know I'm just, without the title of Libra, I'm an indecisive person as is. So I think for me going through that process, I'm like trying to figure out what would be best, because at the end of the day, Brittany's right. Like there is just one question. Britney gave me an ultimatum and I have to answer that to the best of my ability. But I also have to pick the person that's going to hopefully help me answer that, because it's a make or break. Like you got 10 beautiful women, it's make or break to pick the right person that could help you either get down on one knee or not. So to watch myself in a light where not only am I mask presenting, not only am I one half of a Black couple, it was hard to see that role be, oh, you were the most flirtatious person. And that wasn't the case, like at all. Like, I think everybody was just as flirty. Everybody was just giving the same vibes, but they just picked the best, I guess, crazy, chaotic moments of mine and made that into a storyline, which I don't negate. Those are the things I said and I did. I'm never going to blame the edit. But, you know, I just wish that some people would just give me grace and just remember that the point is to date. And
Yeah.
there was more to the conversation that everyone's missing.
That's why I wasn't like too like after in the moment, of course it's gonna suck. But plus I don't even know what's really being said anyways. But after when I watched it, I wasn't that upset because I'm like, okay, they didn't show all of my dates because I'm like, it was flirting too. Like I was flirting, they were flirting. Like it just everyone was flirting. So it was highlighted, but whatever.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I think at the end of the day, most people on the first impression of the first drop were proven wrong. Because at first it's like, oh, AJ's this player. We know this person in the queer community. And then later on, AJ's just chilling and listening about everyone else's mess. And I was like, love this for AJ. Love this for Britney. Just it's nice and calm over here.
Yeah, no, I think, I think some people can kind of get lost in the sauce of, and I'm saying the consumer point, right? Like there's just optics that you guys are seeing, right? So obviously everyone's going to have their point, what they feel, how they feel. But for me, it was more like going into this, temptation should not be part of this experience. Like if it is, then it is, and that's your experience. But I don't have a problem with being disloyal. I don't have a problem with temptation. I don't have a problem with being disciplined. And some people see this show as, oh, you have to be tempted in order to know if you want to marry Britney. And it's like, well, if I was tempted, then that should just tell me that I shouldn't be getting engaged to anyone, honestly. Like if I were to get this tempted with 12 individuals that we all came together because of production, that tells me I was going to get tempted anywhere in the world. And it did not take this 12 to do it. So I think when you see like from the other end, like it's supposed to be a little dramatic. It's supposed to be a little bit of toxic. Sometimes we get full throttle of both, but I think sometimes people can forget like what's the point of the show? The point is one wants to get married, one doesn't, one has hesitancy or maybe doesn't like necessarily not want to get married, but just has hesitancy with their person. And why is that? So just trying to remember what the concept of the show is about and like leaning into that and not thinking like, oh, you have to go full throttle to know if you want to marry somebody. Because I didn't need the show to do that.
Yeah, that's fair. What you said about temptation is like the same thing my partner told me. They were just like, why are they doing this? And then if they do it, then I guess we shouldn't be getting married. And I was like, really? Like I was still trying to be like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's part of the experience. Like if you are tempted, as we saw a few do, there's nothing wrong with that. Like that is your experience. And if something happened, it led you to the decision that you have today. And that's a beautiful thing. I just think that for us, that was never part of what we wanted going in. We had like many talks about it. And I think for us, it was like, what is really important here? Because if you find somebody that you really dig in and you really vibe, one, you need to tell me so we can have a conversation. And if we're not meant to be together, then we won't be. And then you can explore that option later. But like, let's not do it here because it's not the point. So.
Yeah. Well, to some degree we agreed like we are going to explore. And if the universe brings us to make a decision that means that it would hurt her or something like that, then I need to stand on that. It's a test. Let's see if you slip up. Let's see if you get tempted. Let's see if you get wavered. Let's see how you handle all this. And like I think that if you do something, then if you feel that strongly, like, oh my God, I have to like do this or have this or whatever, then it takes a level of accountability to look you in the eye and be like, this is how I feel. And so
Agreed.
I think also we were curious, how different do you think your experience would have been if there were another Black couple in the cast?
Oh, we talk about this a lot.
I feel like there'd be more relatability.
Yeah.
I feel like there'd be more, we might naturally be inclined to swapping partners to some degree. I mean, that's usually kind of not a given, but there's a lot that attracts people, not just what they look like, but their cultures, their etc. So I do feel like, if there's another Black couple, then more than likely it could have been a better fit for either of us.
Yeah.
But we tried to, like I said in the beginning, we tried to look past that and try to relate to these women in different ways. But I think that another Black couple or ethnic couple could have been.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. We was mad when we walked in there because we were second to last to walk in. When we saw that there was just us,
we're like, okay,
in my mind, well, in both of our minds, it went to, oh, so we're the bar. Like, this is like, everything's on us if we don't do, like, obviously, like, the right things, but not necessarily the right things, more so like in a sense of
We represent.
like, I'm representing fully for the Black mask, and I know I'm not every Black mask like T. Like, I'm not I can't fit that niche like to everybody to a T. And then Brittany's a Black femme, dark skinned femme at that, and she can't fit everybody's niche to a T. So I think we were just like really like, damn, like, you know, kind of missed the bar a little bit here. But also, if everyone was Black, the odds could have been we don't get engaged. If everybody, you know what I'm saying? So like, you just never know with that. And it wasn't about being tempted enough, like I said before, being tempted enough to get to that point of view. But yes, I think some type of relatability, some type of culture, like my people meet your people, like, you know, and maybe that could have been shown, because I'll tell you right now, both our families showed up for us and they didn't show that. You know, I think there really could have been like a level of culture being seen on a higher scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. I think about that all the time. I think there's always just one Black couple so far on the Ultimatum. Maybe you'll have like a Black person, another couple, because there was Mel.
And, you know, it's never your responsibility as a Black person to go on a television show and feel like you have to represent all Black people. Right. But it does put Black folks who are the only Black people on a reality television show, knowing they're hyper aware of how they may be perceived, right? And how is that fair in a lot of ways? Like, to be so aware of yourself while you're in the experience, when the whole point is to be present in the experience.
Absolutely.
Especially as Black people, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to pop off. You don't want to curse too much.
Unless it's warranted. Of course. There's moments where it can be warranted, but yes.
But yeah, it's just something that you're extra cautious of, because you never want to be judged based off of, like, you know, the way you handle the situation. So it's like, yeah, you don't want to be the angry Black girl.
Oh yeah, if you're speaking with passion, then you're now the aggressor, and it's like it's just a lot of things that can play into it. So I think we try to just have very normalized conversations, and if it wasn't a conversation that could have been had in the right way, like, we have it off camera, and that's totally fine too. And we don't ever mind speaking about it, because it's part of what all of this was, you know.
Okay, that's like the perfect segue into one of our questions, because that's actually what I think every Black couple, if it's two Black people together on the Ultimatum, straight and gay, every Black couple I think has met up during the trial marriages, where we noticed if it's a white couple or just non-Black couples, they follow the so-called rules.
Yeah.
And they went as far in your season to not even say hi, which in Black community, you got to say hi.
Thank you.
Even if it's a stranger, you got to say hi. So let's talk about that difference. What was going through your mind that there was so much drama over just not acknowledging the person who was your partner at one point?
What I can say, I can only speak for our season. I'm not sure about other seasons. But I think it's when cameras are rolling, there's two cameras in front of you, and then you're with the person that you're supposed to be with at that time, right? When cameras are not rolling, you are free to do whatever you like to do. So if you want to go and explore the city, go explore the city. If you want to go to the nightclub, go to the nightclub. If you want to go out to eat, go out to eat. So I can say specifically, like, we were not the only people that met up. Every couple met up multiple times. Now, with me and Britney, we spoke about it because I think as we realized for us, like, I don't want to take anything away from anybody. And I don't want anybody to have to like say something on camera and be like, oh, well, I saw AJ and Britney. Like, to me, that like I'm going to speak my truth. I want to be transparent about it. So when you see me have that conversation with Marie, that is generally like, she already knew. We already had this conversation. This is nothing new. I think you see me say, I'm sorry, because I don't know how it made you feel, if you did feel any type of way, but this was literally like a week before we're about to not be in a trial marriage anymore. So, you know, me having this conversation with her really was just like you already know what it is, and I also said it, which they actually edited out. I also said, like, I already had this conversation with you off camera, but I'm reiterating it here in this moment. So, like I said, I can't speak for other seasons, because I don't buy that people just follow everything through and through. Like, I just personally, for me, like, if you need to see somebody and just say hey, because you run into them, we're all in the same apartment complex. You're gonna run into somebody, and whether you say hi or don't say hi or bye or text, you still talking to them regardless. It's like we like, mind you, we live together. Most couples do or don't, but we live together. We share bills together. We share a household together. We share all these things. So you have to kind of talk to your person about that. Hey, light bill due back in Orlando. What we finna do? Oh, I'll send you the money. Woo, 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 you know? So generally speaking, I know for us, like, I don't care if it was my mother, my father, my brother, my sister. Like, if anybody called me and they said, I need you right now, I'm gonna be there. And it just happened to be the person I came in here with 5 years. And she just needed me in a time that wasn't okay. And as everybody saw, one, she was not chosen. Two, she was defaulted to someone who wanted me. And three, overall, like, she didn't know what to do. Like, I'm about to live with somebody for 3 weeks that I didn't pick. So I think that is a very valid and justifiable reason to go see someone. And that's one thing that I will absolutely never apologize for.
And AJ, you mentioned having that conversation with Marie. And I think during the reunion, we kind of noticed the contradictions of maybe how your conversations went with Marie versus what Marie might have been feeling.
Yeah.
We're curious, how do you feel about how your trial marriage was portrayed on the show and how you experienced it?
I feel like that's like such a hard talk to talk about, because I know, watching Marie go through what she went through was difficult. And I think for me and Britney and most people on the show have expressed that to her. And we've said, I understand what you're going through is hard. And there has been not just myself, but other people who may have been in the same predicament as Marie reach out and talk to her. So I think, going through that, it was hard. I'm not saying that me seeing Britney didn't affect Marie, but Marie never told me if it did bother her that much. So I think if it was something of betrayal or being upset, like, that was never expressed to me. Now finding out later and seeing, oh, I was betrayed, I feel alone, like, I just wish you would have told me that, because it would have been a different conversation. So seeing her at the reunion, and I think her argument was, well, you didn't have Brittany and Marita, you guys had a best friendship. And I didn't have that. And it's not that she didn't have that. It's more of the fact that she generally, like, she shut down. It was a moment of shutting down. And I can only do so much, because one, I'm not your person. Two, the person you want isn't acknowledging you in the way you want to be acknowledged. So there's not much I can do but ask you, what do you need in this moment, So I just generally, I had no words really, because that was what you saw at the reunion, was generally what a little bit of how my trial marriage went. And sometimes when I see I'm going to hit a wall over and over and over, I kind of just say, you know what do you want me to do if you don't want to meet me halfway, so we can have a conversation about it? So I still give her all the grace for what she went through, because that is hard to have to watch that and live it. I will never take anything away from Marie. Marie has, like, what I got to experience. She has a very delicate, soft heart. She's an amazing person through and through. The one thing I can't give her grace on is blaming me for being a person said, quote unquote, robbing her of an experience, because we both signed up for this. We both could have left at any point in time if we were uncomfortable. And if we both finished the experience, then that means that you did the experience based on how you did it, and I did my experience based on how I did it, because there's no right or wrong way to do this experience. So no love lost, to be honest with you.
I feel you on that. I think that was our reaction. I was like, I get why Marie's angry. Don't think it should be put towards AJ. That don't make any sense. But I get why she was angry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. My question to you, because I feel like with your trial marriage, in my personal opinion, it was so much focused on what Marita could get out of the trial marriage, because she's the one who viewed something lacking in the first relationship. My question to you is, what, even before you get paired with Marita, what were you looking to get out of a trial marriage?
I think I was looking for let me think. Hold on, that was such a long time ago. I haven't even thought about that since I've been in a trial marriage with, like, because I just
Yeah. I think things that we learned, at least for me, in your post interviews for both of you, it wasn't just, oh, Brittany, you like have this business, and AJ, you're figuring out how to fall into that life, or where your place was. AJ, you also talked about finding a balance between Brittany being a entrepreneur and like just the scheduling, which is like such real, regular couple stuff.
Yeah.
We just didn't actually see it in the episodes. So did that come into play at all?
See, that's the thing. In the beginning, when me and AJ first got there, our reasoning was just like, AJ said that she felt like she needed to have more things in line before getting married to me or proposing to me. And then as we went on in the experience, like, and maybe by the time she got back to me, she was able to kind of think and deep dive and communicate, like, wow, like, I have the reason, what I've been needing from Britney. More like I needed Britney to be more present with me. I was putting her on the back burner. I wasn't that focused on her, to be honest. My work day would extend way too late in the day. And then if I'm not physically working, I'm mentally working, I'm occupied, I'm researching, I'm learning, I'm working on some task. Like, I'd almost be like obsessed. And I am guilty for that. I think me and AJ had that realization that they didn't show. And it came out even more when your aunts came to visit.
Yeah.
They dissected that.
Yeah, they did.
And they made me realize, like, dang, like, what is it? Like, they're like, you guys have so much love. Like, what's going on? And then we figured it out. We were having a whole crying session.
Whole
I wish
brunch
they showed it. But
I
anyways,
wish I saw that.
we basically figured out, like, yo, it's not that. It's more like AJ just was afraid to make that jump, because it's like, damn, Brittany, like, you do prioritize everything else but her. We haven't had date nights. We haven't been on a vacation. We did all these little things like we like to do, and been feel like a functional couple. It's been all about my business, my business, my business. And I don't want it my entire life. And even with the small business that I have right now, even as it grows, like, I'm like, damn, like, I can really learn some more balancing, structuring my day. I was going through a lot mentally too, because I'm a Virgo. I'm a very organized person at heart. But then I think, as being an entrepreneurship, having no like type of structure for real, you have to make your own.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and a lot of failed mentors. So I think, honestly, that's what I learned in my trial marriage, even with Marita. Like, and I think me and Marita just talked it out. And I think she saw it. But I think it came full circle when AJ mentioned it to me, and when we got back together. And then, like, that's what we focused on, especially with no distractions while living in Miami.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that was a big misconception, was like, oh, AJ just wants a mom. She just wants a trial. Like, she just wants a wife at home. And it's like, nah, you think Brittany would be with me for 5 years if I've just been expressing to her that I just want you to stay at home and do all the cooking? Like, as a Virgo baddie as she is, that would never fly. I think for me, I'm a family person, and I've always wanted my own family. Like, since Brittany met me, I've had baby fever so bad. And I want little AJs and little Britneys running around. And I think I just saw that if I'm getting less and less time, what does that mean for our kids? What does that mean for our home life with our families, with your family, my family, Christmas, Thanksgiving? So I was really scared, but I didn't know how to actually fully form sentences to communicate that to her fully without showing or telling her, like, hey, it's your business, you know? I never wanted her to think like it's me or your business, because I've watched Vitalux be raised from nothing to everything that it is today. And I love everything about her, as far as her being a CEO, a baddie, a nurse, like you have accomplished so much in your life, and I'm so proud of you. But I never know how to like express that and just tell her that, because the whole ordeal, like, you say that, then it's, oh, you just want me to quit no, like, I actually don't, but I didn't know how to ask for work-life balance, because now I know what it is.
Yeah.
And I got that complaint from my family, my friends. They're like, damn, Bri, you don't call me, you don't text me, you don't hang out. And like, even I realized I don't spend as much time with my babies, my fur babies. I'm like, okay, no, this has got to stop. I need to like really organize my life, my brain, my structure of my day. And yeah, plus I also worked too, a lot of it. Like, I still work PRN nursing, or I also did some travel nurse contracts scattered throughout. So I think that with all of that and the business, it was just a lot for us. And I think that's where our turmoil was stemming from.
Yeah.
Totally get that. I also own a small business, and it's hard because you know that everything that you pour into it is what blooms and blossoms, and it takes a lot to get a business off the ground, but you do have to prioritize you and your loved ones and time off. Yes, and life. Like, what is the point of building all this, doing all this, if it's not to like support us thriving in our lives? But speaking of Vitalux, and we know that skincare is so hot online right now, we're curious, Britney, do you have any hot takes when it comes to skincare and the trends?
Oh, I do actually.
Let me get out of frame for this one.
No, I think skincare is extremely important. I think I've really honed into that since opening my med spa and taking higher education in skin. It's important, especially as we age. The more that you pour into your skin, which is the most visible thing of your existence, should be the most taken care of. I would say sunscreen, even for darker shades, is absolutely necessary. I know that we don't necessarily sunburn, but there's still a lot of UV ray damage, and it can also cause photo aging, which ages the skin faster than it needs to. And that's why we have like maybe not like sunburn, but like maybe around your mouth is darker, your forehead's darker, your cheeks or neck or something just off. So that's really important. I would say also another good tip is actually like if you have pretty normal to decent skin, I think that your skincare is always important for everyone. But if you have like acne or dark spots or scarring or something that really is your insecurity, I do recommend seeking professional help to kind of get that, because I actually can. We specialize in that. So you don't have to live with the thing that you feel like you have to put on tons of makeup. I want people to feel beautiful with and without makeup.
She's so sexy when she talks about this shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's so true. Skincare and the sunscreen. I live in Tennessee. You said we don't get sunburn. Not true. True. When I started working outside, I did the SPF 100.
Oh,
it did get white. There's
I was gonna say,
that
like it
was
white,
wild, but
yeah.
I just felt like I need it being outside that long.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. The person's skin type and tone, it depends on how easy you burn. But either way, yeah, that was something that I realized I personally wasn't doing for years. And I'm like, no, because it's not about the sunburning necessarily all the time. It's also about the aging part. And I've seen a difference in studies and research on all skin types, and it really makes a difference.
Yeah.
AJ, you bonded with Marita about your love for music. Are y'all planning on a collab anytime in the near future?
No collabs to my knowledge. I'm just an MC, so I just talk in the clubs. You know, I get you feeling right. Like, you know, if you got like an anniversary, you just broke up with your man, you finally let the baby out, and now you outside again. Like, you know, I just like to have a good time. And if Marita does have any collabs, definitely should check in with her about that, because I'm not sure. But I know she said she is working on music, but I don't know when it's coming out.
Love that. AJ, you said you didn't pick Marita because you needed something serious to figure things out. Did your trial marriage with Marie give you any clarity?
It gave me clarity as far as like what I don't want in a relationship, like what I actually need in relationships. I think we had a pretty good connection in dating, and then it kind of just got different throughout our trial marriage. So I realized, you know how I show up and what I need in order to bring my best self to the table. And I think I truly believe everybody brought their best self to the table throughout their trial marriages. But I just realized, you know, when you bring your best self, like sometimes not everybody could be right where you're at, and that's okay.
So we were also wondering, what advice would you give someone who's considering giving their partner an ultimatum?
Make sure that you are secure in yourself. Make sure that your partner is also willing to work with you, because ultimatums are scary, and I think that it can give the wrong impression if not explained correctly of what you're seeking out of an ultimatum. So if you are seeking to give an ultimatum, just make sure that you are secure in yourself, you've had the conversation, and you've explicitly let your partner know what it is that you're actually seeking out of this and what you hope to gain from it.
Advice also for receiving as the receiver.
Say again.
What's the advice for receiving an ultimatum?
Ooh,
Since you
okay.
are
Receiving an ultimatum. I would just say, listen, like, again, like, just, hear where your partner's coming from. Don't just jump to conclusions and think that they're trying to force you to do something, because at the end of this, both of you have a choice. And I think it's very shown in our whole premise of our show. Like, even with me getting down on one knee, Brittany can ultimately say no. So just remember that you both have a choice. Remember that, seek to understand, not to just respond initially. And if you don't understand, just ask questions. Just ask questions, like, ask very profound questions to get to the root of what you're searching for. So, just be calm going into it. It's not going to be fun, of course. No one wants to get an ultimatum. I sure as hell did it, but here we are. But just be understanding.
Yeah. Basically communication. As Libras love, let's talk. Now, the show came out during Pride Month. What was the weirdest fan interaction you had at Pride this year?
Anything?
Somebody came up to me and told me I was toxic, and they said that they only were in, like, they said, I've only seen 4 episodes though, and I was like, well, keep watching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some lady who DM'd you talking about her husband? She's like,
oh yes,
it's got to be Pride Month. The show comes out, and then my man left.
Yeah, basically her man left. Some lady messaged me telling me that her man left her for a trans woman, and it was basically my fault because she didn't want to watch the show due to the fact that I kind of look like her guy. I don't know, something weird, because I had to delete it and I was not here for it.
Wow.
People be
audacity.
projecting.
You'd be surprised. Yep. And I think for you, it was like the person that flew in to see you.
Oh my God, I forgot about.
Wait.
What? We have to hear this.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So tell me how I'm doing my thing. I'm working. I'm at Vitalux. And then when my client's infusing, sometimes I step out for just a second to go to the bathroom, whatever. And I literally walk outside to go to the restroom. And there's a lady that's like, Brittany, hi, Brittany, oh my God. And there's all the things. And I'm like, and I'm like, what is, and her friend's there and recording from step back recording. And I'm like, what is this about? She's like, I watched the, and then she couldn't get it out. And I'm like, the ultimatum? She's like, yes. And then she was like, she shared with me, she just kept going on and on and on, but then shared with me that she flew specifically for me and waited here just for the chance to see me, the glimpse of me.
She didn't come in and get a service?
Right, I'm like, she didn't book an appointment.
She looked, but there's no appointments available. I'm like, I know, there wasn't.
Oh, okay, you booked and busy. Okay, I actually kind of understand her now.
She flew in, but didn't book it and then flew. Like, she just came on the way of it. Just came, stood there, waited. And then I'm like, I can squeeze you in, but it'll be like 30 minutes. And she's like, well, I just have to go. And then she's like, and then just said, oh my God, thank you, grabbed my brochure, hugged it, and then left. But she flew in from Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Didn't even speak English. She communicated as much as she could.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brought me a little gift.
Yeah, bottles of candles, some smelling good scents for me, which was really nice. But it was kind of crazy because she called me immediately and was like, you won't believe what just happened to me.
Yeah, I didn't have time for a full, I'm like, I'm gonna do a little B12 shot, not a full IV. And she just, was just so happy. It was just, everything made her day. That was it. That's all she wanted.
Wow.
Okay. That is
hopefully not any crazier than that, because my heart can't take it.
No.
Truly. Also,
Don't
next time, book a service, y'all. And if the books are booked up,
books are open.
Book the next available appointment. Then show up. You know?
Yes.
Book the service and still don't tamp down on the fanning. Okay?
Yeah.
Just don't make it weird. All right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
all.
There are
Be
some relationships. Just be
yeah.
mindful.
Be cool. Be cool.
Be
Exactly. Play
cool,
cool,
play
play it
cool, play
smooth.
smooth.
But
Like,
yes, please book, and that's fine. If it's you're booking under me, I'll be the one doing your service. But just
Mhm.
just
Brittany, I'll say the only complaint I have for you is that you did not say Vitalux or what your business was enough on Netflix. Because
really? Wait.
I think so. I'm just like, girl, I need you in every scene. Because I'll give Marie one thing. She to drop that food truck every scene. And I was like, now I'm invested. I don't even know what kind of food truck it is. But now I'm like, will we break up and split this food truck? I don't know. And now I'm just like, Brittany, I know you have a business. I need you to tell me more. I need you to have a face mask or something every scene. But
No,
also,
see?
I think you guys are just real and not like in the influencer mind.
Yeah.
But if I trained you for that show, I'd have been like, okay, we're gonna have a conversation with Rita. We're gonna do a date night with skincare. We're gonna I'll work that in
No,
every time.
I appreciate that a lot, but I tried not to like overkill it or overdo it because I would never want someone to be like, "Well, Brittany's just here for her business."
I mean, they do
Yeah.
that.
Because people are doing that. People haven't said the fact that you said that. I'm shocked because
they don't criticize you for anything,
and then criticizing me for that. For saying it one time or twice in the scene.
You did. You only said it like once, actually, the name. And I was like, there it is. There it is. But I'm like, see, this is the difference. Us Black women who are in the business is like, we got to promote. We got to be workaholics. And then everyone else is like, she doing too much. And it's like, not enough.
Well, just a reminder, remember, like, there's only, like, they edit a lot out.
They
so
do.
If we do say it, it's really, like, because we say it as,
together,
we don't say, like, the business. We, like, Vitalux. Like, we talk about it as if it's a grown child, like, 4 years old, walking
That's
around.
true.
So when you see us actually say it, it's a natural conversation for us to have. But also, I've only heard Vitalux 3 times, and they could have placed it any time because I mean we talked about her business, and I know she talked about her business, but it really was never to make it the forefront, which I'm actually happy that they didn't, because you know I feel like everybody has a business. Like Marita sings, I was an MC, Pilar's a DJ producer, they have the food truck. Like everybody has something that they do.
To do.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
And I've had the business for years before filming.
Ever doing this.
But I would say there was scenes where again we're just doing what we do. And I did do a skincare day with Marita. We did like a whole like facial day and like had our green mask on. And then also with you, I've actually did an IV on her on camera too.
I was working, but this was like an hour or two before production crew came in. And I said, just give me one really quick before they come in. And it ended up coming in early because I know they could see the cameras because, you know, we have cameras in there. So they were like, oh, let's go. Let's get that on camera. I was like,
so they encouraged me to do things like that on camera.
They should have shown that.
They should have shown
it. They
it.
encouraged me to do that. They're like, oh, I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, and they're like, no, do it. Like, do it on camera. Like, they said, talk about, like, they told me to say these things. They told me to talk about it. And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to, like, come off like weird or it gets edited out because it can't get passed. And then everything I said in the same sentence as Vitalux doesn't make it.
I wore my Vitalux t-shirt because I have plenty. I went to bed in them. Like, it's
nice.
Okay. But no, it really wasn't about that. But it generally was just to say, like, overall, like, this is like literally we eat, sleep, and breathe this life. Like, if there was no cameras, we're still wearing the t-shirts. We're still saying the name. We're still getting IVs in the house.
IVs in the house. Like,
yeah.
I can't believe we missed a whole IV. Then once again, Brittany, you're perfect. I have to take back the criticism. You did everything right. Once again,
I'm willing to learn it in all facets of my life. So I love the feedback, the criticism, the critique. Please tell me, girl. Tell me about myself.
Okay, my turn.
Yes, you are so gorgeous and sweet, AJ. First of all, y'all's restaurant date. Now I'm just talking to you, but the restaurant date, first of all, that kiss, I was like, I shouldn't be here. You guys were getting even more in the corner and just being like, oh, baby, yeah, I was mad at you. Not anymore, though. And I'm like, I shouldn't even be here.
Yo, that's hilarious because it's funny because what's hilarious that didn't get shown. Production asked everybody, whoever it is, right? They'll ask, okay, what dates do you want to do? So for me and Marie's trial marriage, they asked me for like, what dates do you want to do? I typically would say obviously not the most romantic ones because I'm still trying to get to know this person, but also like, I do get flowers, so I'll do the sunflowers and stuff. But for Babe, I said, I want 10 out of 10. This is what I want. And so we went to a Love Story in Miami. It's an absolute most romantic restaurant in Miami. The lights, the violin, the guitar that was playing, live music, didn't show that. Second date we had, I told her we were going to the pool. And we had a second bathroom with a tub in it. And I had decked out the entire tub in like candles, lights, like 1,000. You couldn't even see the floor. Like 1,000 rose petals, the wine in a bucket. Like it was a wine bucket with ice. And because at the time, like what you don't see is Britney had a really bad back. And her back was
chronic back pain. So
yeah,
it just flares up.
Her back was messed up for the week 1, so you don't see anything with us during week 1. But week 2, I was like, her back is still kind of aching, so I gave her a bath to like help with the pain. Went and bought her a heating pad downstairs because we get a CVS downstairs. Like, gave her Motrin, all the things, and it's like all those romantic moments of us you never saw. Like,
so it's a romantic bath with Epsom salt,
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I gave her a little oil back massage, which I told them, you guys got to get out at this point. I'm not going to have the cameras in here for this.
They try to get y'all. Like the ultimatum is wild when it comes to that.
Yeah,
but
they're good people. Trust and believe, they're good people. But yeah, I was like, y'all gotta go because I don't know what's gonna happen after this oil slip a little bit. So y'all gotta go.
Did you guys watch the season of Love Island?
A little bit. We're trying to still get into it. Like we're like on episode 6, but we already know who the winner is and everything because TikTok spoils everything for everybody. So
yeah. I'm just thinking of when you're listing all those romantic things and how often we heard Marita say she wanted romance. I'm just thinking of Marita and going, my dream date, like what I did.
Right.
My poor baby, Marita. Oh, her poor baby. Look, I'll give notes and lessons to anybody because I'm a true romantic at heart. Like,
yeah.
So
I think most of the queer femmes are good about romance, though. So it's not too surprising. I meant like women or women and femmes. They're pretty good for each other. But our last question, Quita, do you want to do it?
Yeah, so we were wondering, you did the ultimatum, you're now engaged and set to be married. As kids, did you ever dream about getting engaged and getting married? And what has changed for you now as you're like adults who are engaged?
Oh, definitely what has changed. I thought there was supposed to be a man at the end of the aisle. Like, as a kid, I didn't really know that I was gay until like college. So my ideology, and I think, being in a Black Caribbean household sometimes, this ideology of when you go to church and religion and like man and woman, like it's kind of almost forced on you. So you don't really know what you don't know until you kind of get from underneath that. So what has changed is a man was going to be at the end, but it's not a man. Yes. It's a beautiful, fine Britney Thompson because it's not just any woman.
Yes, that's the same here. I would say the same answer. Yeah.
All right.
We just love and
I hope we get to see some pictures when the day comes. Yes. But unfortunately, that's all of our questions for you two. Where can people follow you?
Yeah, thank you guys. And you guys can follow us. My Instagram is Britney THMPSN. And Britney, you guys can read it there, okay? So
all right. Don't get it twisted. You can follow me at AJ always _Jammin JAMMIN.
Nice. And I am your host, Nicole Weaver. Please follow Black by Reality across all socials. Quita, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at hello_Quita for my hot takes on pop culture and political topics.
Nice. And viewers, listeners, I hope you feel visible and stay visible today. Bye.
Yay, thank you.
End recording.